Hey, what's up guys? I still don't know where that reference is from, Annie.
Oh god, are we gonna expose you as a joke stealer now? I'm the non-joke stealer, Minty.
And this is FunUntitled, where we serve every podcast with an FU. And today we're talking about Yashahime, episode 6.
I guess it's basically the cat episode.
I feel like this is kind of a throwaway episode where all the good episodes takes too much budget, so sometimes we need throwaway episodes that we don't put as much effort in.
I think it's an epitome of 2020. We're just obsessed with cats now. Nothing but cats.
Well, what did you think about the episode?
Like I said last week, because you knew this was just going to be an episodic, throwaway episode just to see them be cute, I guess. I don't know if it was the cutest episode.
Something that kind of pisses me off is, like, unlike Kagome, they brought a lot of modern conveniences with them. And I guess, like, in the opening, Tora's going to electrically charge, all the batteries so that way Morehouse Press's MP3 player doesn't die.
That little girl's getting diabetes.
But no, that's what pissed me off the most. Like, they're giving up the sweets. So I guess she just has high hopes she's gonna get back to the modern world.
That is true. I guess they are very limited. And you know what? Let's be honest. Even if she had that thing that charges up her, we're not Japanese. We have no idea what that thing is in the opening. Or I guess the thing after the opening is. But there's no way she can charge an MP3. Which I am like, what is that? That's not what iPods look like anymore.
Well, Japan is kind of like, they think, like, retro technology is cuter. That's why, like, some of them still have flip phones, I think.
Which the Android's bringing back.
Yeah.
I want the dual screen.
No, with basically just two phones glued into one.
Yeah.
Remember, when they was going to do that slap, phone? There's, like, a slap bracelet phone where you can put on your wrist, and, like, the whole bracelet is the phone.
Oh.
It didn't work out.
They kind of have that with, like, the Fitbit, but it's not, like, the whole band. It's just, like, a thin sliver.
You notice how we're not talking much about the episode because it kind of pissed me off in several areas.
Okay, well, let's talk about it, so first it's them on the bike, which is cute.
Yeah. Although, I don't think that works out, physically if Morehouse stands in the basket and then Setsuna sits in the back. I just think the bike is going down.
No, Setsuna's got, like, she is packed with weapons. She must weigh a ton, and her weight is just keeping the center of gravity down.
But you gotta consider Morehouse's fat ass that she put in her cousin's poor face.
Let's see, okay. So they go down the hill, they barely miss the girl, they give her diabetes, and
They're not
then
gonna get diabetes from one bag of chips.
if you're starving, and all of a sudden you down like a whole bunch of starch and sugar, your body is gonna absorb all of that, and you get diabetes.
I don't think when you save someone who was a survivor from a shipwreck, people are like, hey, you can't give them food. They're gonna get instant diabetes. Get an IV bag.
Yeah, but they didn't give her an IV bag. They gave her a bag of sugar.
I'm just saying I don't think diabetes is gonna be a problem.
Diabetes.
But yeah, and then you find out the cats took over the village and it was just okay animation getting rid of the cats.
We were kind of saying, where were the humans when the cats got killed? You'd think they would, like, retaliate or something. I think those humans just have such strong blindness for cats that they were like, what's happening? And then, boom, they lose their memories of the cats.
I mean, let's be real, you just didn't want to animate 1,000 cats and then 1,000 humans.
I feel like it would have been more of a traditional Inuyasha episode if the humans did go a little crazy.
Yeah, and they tried to attack them too.
Yeah. You didn't see much. You usually see Miroku defending them off because Inuyasha swinging around his giant sword was not gonna cut it.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say this now. I don't think Tora is a strong main character. I think she's too much of a cliche main character.
I was thinking the opposite. I'm not saying she's not the type of protagonist I would usually like, but I think she's playing a good protagonist role.
Okay, we're both kind of saying the same thing. She's playing the protagonist role, but her character herself, like her personality, isn't really there other than generic cliche, morally good protagonist.
Which can be fine. I mean, it definitely puts a different spin. Like we said in last episode, because she is a modern girl with modern ideas.
Yeah.
It makes sense why she would have this and be so out of place. And it makes more sense of her being like stepping up to do good things, even though it might be easier to do like not necessarily the evil thing, but like not the super morally white thing to do.
Okay, I'm just gonna take for example, like Hunter x Hunter, and you have the main character Gon. He's like the cliche, morally good character, right?
Right.
But he still had a more charm to him because he was also like, that 12-year-old kid who likes to fuck around with Killua.
I mean, this is only episode 6.
I know, but it's kind of like, I guess too much. It's just Moroha is such an interesting character, and even Setsuna is more interesting to me than Tora.
Setsuna's, I think, is very boring because she doesn't do anything. And I think there's so much mystery around Moroha that's really pissing me off.
It's pissing me off too when Miyoga was like, oh, Inuyasha could have done that with the Tetsaiga. And she's like, why are you bringing that up now? It's like, hey, Moroha, maybe give a shit about your parents instead of your crippling debt.
Although, let's face it, no one has ever said Inuyasha is your dad. They've been...
Why are you on that fence?
They've never connected it.
Okay, so you're saying she knows she's the grandpa of Inuyasha's father.
I don't know if she knows that.
Okay, but Miyoga said it straight up,
Oh, that's true.
With the rogue. And she knows straight up she's the daughter of Kagome.
Yeah, but no one has ever said Inuyasha is the son of the demon, the husband of Kagome, or the father of Moroha.
So you think Miyoga, the exposition man, wouldn't say, hey, I served your father Inuyasha, I'm gonna help you now.
You're making an assumption that he would say this, which...
But you are making an assumption of... Because... I'm just saying, you're saying that in your word, because he didn't specifically say it, that Miyoga would talk about Inuyasha and the Tetsaiga, but he would drop the information, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you Inuyasha's your father.
Look, I'm just saying as a fact that it has never been connected for Moroha, so we cannot make the assumption that Moroha would know that Inuyasha is her father.
I'm sorry, but I can't have a fight every single episode of whether or not she knows Inuyasha and Kagome are her parents, because... I just can't, Okay, yes or no, does she know Kagome is her mom?
Okay, there have been many characters who have been saying Kagome is Moroha's mom. They don't necessarily say it to her, though. So I don't know. And this is the thing that pisses me off about Moroha. Look, I will admit that if she does know her parents, maybe that's why she's not asking any more questions. So that would make sense. But why is it not telling the audience that she clearly knows who her parents are? Because the trailer clearly states she knows nothing about her parents. So anything new that we see in the show would be her learning new information, but no one is directly saying, which is pissing me off, who her parents are, and she clearly doesn't care who her parents are.
So wait, Miyoga on her shoulder specifically saying she is the daughter of Kagome, the reincarnation of Kikyo, is not directly telling Moroha that her mother is Kikyo.
Alright.
I mean, Kagome.
Alright, okay. Maybe she does know that Kagome is her mom. You have no proof that she knows Inuyasha is her dad.
But why does that matter? Why does that matter to you so much?
I would like her to know her parents.
I'm just saying it's, the whole argument is basically, it pisses me off. Miyoga is talking about Inuyasha and the Tetsaiga, and Moroha is like, who gives a shit? That's the basic, can we just agree on that? It makes no sense of why Moroha is just completely like, I'm worried about my student debt more than my parents. About these random people you keep talking about, Miyoga.
Hey, knowing about her parents is not gonna solve her debt unless they're gonna say that her parents are millionaires.
I mean, Kagome could go to the modern era and get something back and sell something.
We don't even know if Toa can go back to the modern age, and you think Kagome can
I'm just saying Kagome Inuyasha could definitely help. Inuyasha with his goddamn sword with the space, could definitely take down something worth more than 15 mon.
I mean, the Tetsaiga can technically kill 100 demons in one swipe. Those demons are like 1 mon each. It ain't gonna help you at shit.
That's 100 mon. They spent a whole night for 15 mon.
Fair enough. Be interesting to know, where did Moroha get her Crimson Wave Dragon Sword?
Yeah. And also, but basically back to Tora, because I cannot have a fight with you more about Moroha every single episode. Next episode, we are not having this fight. We are not bringing this up. If you even bring it up, I will kill you.
Well, it makes it seem like it's not about Moroha anyway. It's gonna be all about Toa and, what was it, Riku?
Riku from Kingdom Hearts.
Everything's a Kingdom Hearts reference to for you.
Okay. In Kingdom Hearts, are you telling me Tora does not remind you of Sora with the Keyblade? And
I don't know.
Moroha is Goofy, and Setsuna is Donald Duck.
I don't know enough about Kingdom Hearts. I played it for a bit, got stuck, stopped playing.
Simple and Clean was lit, though.
I mean, that was the only thing we played when we were kids because I started with a game so often just to listen to that damn song, even though that song only played like 2 stanzas.
But yeah, I just wish Toy had a bit of a more of a personality instead of just being, I'm a modern girl with modern problems.
I mean, but modern problems in like the feudal era. I think it's a very interesting concept. Like I said, not my cup of tea, but I think it's interesting to watch like her growth and what she has to do. Because usually, most characters go the opposite direction of Toa. It's like going from feral to domestic. But in a sense, Toa has to go from domestic to feral without losing what she believes in.
Yeah.
That's all you can say?
See, this is what's fucking me up. Because I'm a giant Inuyasha fan, you're a giant Shishomaru fan.
Uh-huh.
You don't really care about Moroha compared to Toa.
I like Moroha, but she has so much mystery about her that's pissing me off.
So I just wonder if you're just defending Toa because you're a strong Shishomaru fan.
I'm not looking at them as who their parents are. I really don't care. Because I don't care for Setsuna. I like Moroha more than like Setsuna. And I like Toa more, but to be honest, the 3 of them are almost in a neck-to-neck race because I don't really like any of them.
Oh.
I like the show. I like the feels of rewatching Inuyasha, but there's so much like, because Inuyasha was so simple.
Yeah.
Just straightforward. Even if it was episodic, it was like, well, duh, because they're taking an adventure. They don't exactly know where they're going, but they know the goal is to kill Naraku.
Yeah.
Yashahime is like, the goal is to get the dream butterfly, but I don't really see them doing anything to get more information about the dream butterfly, except to ask one guy one question. And then it's like, oh, we have this other plot of Shishomaru and Kirin Maru and the 4 pals, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go a different route, and we're gonna really hope and pray that none of that comes to us. So it's not a very initiative role on the Yashahime's part.
I think there's 2 problems with Yashahime right now. One, the original cast of Inuyasha, they all kind of had their roles to play. Like, Inuyasha was the really, like, aggressive type. Kogome was the, look for the Shikon jewel and have the arrow, yada yada yada. With the 3 Yashahime girls, they're all kind of just the hack and slash girls.
That is true.
So it'll be very interesting to see if they can branch out. And another problem is, I don't care for Toa's Desu Ex Machina powers.
That was a little weird, I thought.
Because it doesn't make sense, because unless, I know that they're doing a bullshit of, oh, the pearl gave her that power, but Shishomaru couldn't do any of that shit.
And what was the point of seeing the root tree was able to do that? Because, like, it's not like you can do what the root tree does.
Yeah, I don't really, I guess she's just, oh, now you know it's possible. Maybe they're gonna bring it up in the future that she can copy demons' powers.
That would be cool. And it kind of goes back to how, like, when Moroha said, why are you bringing him to Tesaiga? It's not like I can do it, but Toa apparently can do it. If Toa can see Inuyasha do the wind scar, I bet Toa can do it.
I guess.
That's what it's leading up to.
Like, it's very interesting because Toa and Moroha is basically just, we have the swords, and that's it. And Setsuna, she had such a myriad of powers, like she can put people to sleep.
Cyclone burst.
Yeah, moth shit. And yet she doesn't do any of it, except Cyclone Burst, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends, because I guess we'd have to see her be the main fighter. But she's always been, like, an accessory.
She doesn't have any agency, except, I'm the emotionless girl. See, stoic characters can be done well, it's just they didn't do Setsuna well. Like, I mean, look at Shishomaru.
Shishomaru is a side character, though. You can kind of get away with that, because they're so... Because side characters can be one note if they're only going to appear once in a while.
Yeah.
Setsuna is now a main character, so she has to be more well-rounded. I mean, we saw a little bit that she is more girly and, like, she'll wear a dress, she'll play the violin, she's very nice to people, even though she's very cold and stoic. I don't get is that she's a demon slayer, and then she's like, demon slaying is a job, and I was like, doesn't Kohaku teach you, like, compassion? Like, you're not demon slaying just because you hate demons, you demon slay because you're saving humans.
You demon slay because a half-demon brought your entire ass family to his goddamn house, and he made them kill each other, and then your sister was, I forget, sorry.
Sango?
Yes. No, I forget what happened to her. I think he just let her live.
No, they thought Kohaku killed Sango, so they buried her ass.
Oh.
But she willfully dug herself out and said, I am going to kill whoever did this. And Naraku was there like, holy shit, this girl woke up. I'm gonna put the blame on Inuyasha. And that's why she went to go hunt down Inuyasha. And Inuyasha was like, bitch, it ain't me. This is dude named Naraku, the guy who told you it was me. And I don't know why she believes Inuyasha over Naraku, but...
It's very interesting that Inuyasha, there was one main bad guy that they would focus on, Naraku. And yet in Yashahime, it's kind of like, hey, there's a big bad guy called Kirinmari. It's like, fuck him. We're chasing the butterfly.
Exactly. I'm just saying, it's like, they're doing their own thing, but they're not taking many initiative to do anything about it. They're just gonna let the terrors of the four perils fall on them. It's not a very strong story if that's gonna be it.
As a segue, what do you think about the next episode where they're gonna go loop back to episode 1?
I think it's smart, but I also think it's just gonna be another throwaway episode. Unless Toa gets a cool new weapon.
Yeah, the cool new sword. But it seems very plot heavy with the perils, and the guy from the opening Riku is coming.
That's true.
I don't know why. Now I'm caught up on the comment you made where I relate everything to Kingdom Hearts. Like, oh my god, Setsuna sees Mora as a friend? That's like in Kingdom Hearts.
Which you never played.
Yes, I don't know why you say that.
Because you keep bringing it up.
I brought it once of Riku. How many people do you know named Riku?
You're not allowed to bring it up in the next episode.
When did I bring it up in the previous?
I'm just saying.
I guess we just gotta wait for the next episode to see how everything plays out. Because I think it will be a plot-heavy episode.
We'll see. Part of me feels like it's a throwaway.
How is it a throwaway when you meet someone in the opening, it loops back to episode 1, and you get to see the perils again?
Because Toa doesn't do anything. She is thrown in this situation. And when you are thrown into a situation, it's more of a throwaway episode. Like this one, they weren't really,
How can you say that when there was clearly a Pokemon in the next episode?
Was there?
Yes.
Which one?
The Ice Bear. Bellitic.
Oh, I gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he
now.
was there. So, come watch next episode of Yashahime, or what the cool weebs call it, Hasho no Yashahime.
Oh yeah.
Hanyo?
Hanyo.
Hanyo no Hasahime. What does that Hanyo mean?
No idea.
I think it means Ponyo. We'll look it up.
Okay, thanks guys. Bye.